I'm really excited for the Columbus one. I was very glad that you guys were able to make it work and make it happen here in Columbus.
Hey there, it's John Bernatovich, founder and president of Willory and one of the organizers for DisruptHR Columbus. So over the next few weeks and month, we're going to be putting on a continuation of content, video interviews that we're doing with relevant celebrities and speakers and sponsors for DisruptHR Columbus. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Matt Banks. Matt is an HCM sales consultant for Ohio, and he works for a company called iSolved. And he's joined by, it looks like, some of his family members. So hopefully all hell's not breaking loose in the midst of it.
No, not at all.
That's what this is all about. But if you want to follow Matt's company on Twitter, you can find them at iSolvedHCM. That's lowercase I, capital S, then lowercase OLVED, capital HCM. So Matt, fill us in with anything else I might not have shared about you, and we'll get into a few questions about your background and this whole COVID thing and HR and DisruptHR.
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head there, John. I've decided to get our kids outside while we're doing this today. So if I get some rambunctiousness, I apologize. But yeah, no, it's been going all right. Been kind of in the HR, human capital management world for about 16 years. So just love doing what I've been doing for that long and enjoying working with people. And now being in a little bit more of a challenging time, it's it's been interesting kind of learning what other folks are doing. So.
Sure. And I know you've had an active role in the local Haraco chapter for SHRM, which I know obviously your monthly events have been put on hold, and you're kind of going through some of the unique challenges that we at DisruptHR are feeling as well. So I wish you luck, and it's been great to collaborate with the Haraco community on putting DisruptHR at kind of the forefront of an upcoming event for the community. So thank you, Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome. We appreciate the partnership.
So that said, I know we saw, it looked like your wife and maybe your son walking in the background. Who's keeping you company at the Banks house while you try to work virtually? And I think if we talked before, you work out of home anyway, so maybe this isn't a major adjustment, but maybe having the kiddos there and the wife all the time might be a little different.
Yeah, it's the iSolved transition for me about 3 years ago was all virtual, so it was nice just getting a little bit more time to spend with the family. But my wife is now doing the remote work, so having her here has been great as well. But the kids kind of throw an extra 1, 2, and 3 monkey wrench in there, so the twins are a little bit more. They've got their own buddies to play with. They're 8, and then our 4-year-old is he can be a challenge, but he's fun. So right around this time they love getting outside, and when it's a beautiful day like this, so we try to multitask a little bit. But Jenny and I have been doing a pretty good job of trying to balance out when she's got meetings, when I've got meetings, and things like that. So it's an adjustment, but you just gotta kind of roll with it, I guess.
Yeah. Virtual parental subbing in and out, right? It's like you feel like you're like a wrestling duo, right? Back in the day,
yeah.
Tagging in, tagging out.
Yeah,
so Matt,
we've yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Just gonna say we've been trying to balance out the at-home schooling, and both kids had their Zoom meetings, class meetings today as well. So we were able to do those, and then do some spelling tests, some math tests, all that. So yeah.
Cool. Could you spell all the words on the? Could you spell all the words in the spelling test? Because there were 1 or 2 for my daughter in 4th grade. I'm like, wait a second.
Yep. The 1st grade list isn't as difficult as the 4th, from what I've heard.
Yeah, gotcha. Good. So Matt, you mentioned having been in the HCM space for 16 years and just enjoy working with people and companies You mind sharing a little bit about why it is that you do what you do and what makes you so passionate about it?
Yeah, it seems like every company that I've either met with or partner that I've met with just brings a different level of, service or support to the table. And whether it's a customer that I'm bringing on board to iSolved, or even my prior life with ADP, I just love to be able to help those organizations and streamline processes and maximize their technology and just learn what they're trying to do. And obviously I've won some business and lost some, but each opportunity I've walked away with a learning experience.
Cool. So other than obviously maybe some change with your personal situation at home, your wife working at home, and obviously the kids needing to have some virtual learning, what's impacted you the most personally with the COVID change and the stay-at-home order and the pandemic outbreak?
Yeah, I think from it's a little difficult on the sales side. Our role with the technology, a lot of folks out there may not be making changes. So a lot of the processes we were in may have gotten put on hold, which is okay. I mean, it's understandable, and iSolve's been great. I mean, we actually had a CEO change just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he's been great, just kind of giving us an idea and a vision of what to kind of not really expect, but just, hey, as a company, this is what we're going to be doing to support you all. So that's been refreshing, and they just want us here to be a support and a resource for both our current customers as well as our prospective customers. So.
And how are you doing that? Like, obviously you have clients that put projects on hold, and you're usually doing demos and discovery sessions, I assume, and trying to understand their business strategy and how iSolved can help them. But in the midst of trying to help them in a different way, do you mind sharing 1 or 2 things that you're doing specifically in that area?
Yeah, I mean, right now what we're doing is we're holding a lot of weekly webinars. It seems like a lot of folks are doing that, but we're trying to focus our webinar around our technology to help engage the workforce that's out there. So if companies, whether it's 50% remote or 100% remote, our employee engagement and streamlining our technology process can help those folks stay engaged in a remote environment. So that communication and collaboration aspect is what one of our components of our technology is really designed to do.
And are you, for your existing customer base, I don't know how much you work with them, but are you finding they might need to add some additional automation or technology that allow them to provide certain aspects of HR, maybe performance management or time entry or onboarding or offboarding in a virtual way, as opposed to maybe having had more of manual intervention or touch points?
Yeah, great question. So that's one of the things that I've been doing right now is reaching out to all my current customers, just seeing what they have, if they need additional support or additional technology, and there's ways where we're able to offer those solutions right now at either promotional level for whether it's 6 months or at a discounted rate. So we're really trying to understand and make sure that we're doing the right thing for our customers, and then also prospective customers that might be coming on board as well.
Sure. So having connected with that HR community through some of those webinars and reaching out to existing customers, how differently are you seeing HR having to support their employees in their organization in this unique time?
Yeah, I've had a few folks that have, whether it's laying people off or furloughing or, just, things that nobody's really had to go through before, and they're all doing that virtually. And I can't imagine what a lot of these HR managers and executives are going through, just, picking up a phone and calling somebody that they've had a relationship for 1, 2, 10 years and saying, hey, this is, it's not you, it's the nature of the environment right now that the state of the country's in or the world's in. So, it's just, trying to have that compassion for the community and just saying, hey, if you need us, we're here. If you need a resource, let me know. I've been able to connect multiple folks with other resources out there, whether that's, any, the CARE Act that's going on or the paid payment protection program that's going on, just trying to make sure that everybody has the correct knowledge that's out there. So.
Sure. You probably have had an influx of clients needing to get that data to share all the payroll figures to be able to apply appropriately for that. I know Willory went through that exercise, and we called I called my payroll company because I had a quick question, and the hold time was 7.5 hours, and it was like 6:30 at night.
Wow.
I was like, well, that's not good. I guess I have to figure this out on my own, right?
Right. Yeah. It's and I mean, I can't imagine. It's kind of like going through the SBA loan process right now. I can't imagine what type of hold times or wait times or, just even the application process looks like for those. But yeah, I mean, I think it's one time right now that everybody in the world's kind of going through the same thing right now, or even within this country is going through the same thing right now, whether you're a small business, large business, and whatnot. So yeah, different.
For sure. So is there anything that you could suggest that we could be doing better as a support, as a partner to HR, to support them during these unique times? I know you mentioned you're doing these webinars, you're providing kind of employee engagement, virtualized workforce. I just did a webinar for our local SHRM chapter on making remote work, and we had almost 200 people register for that. So anything in addition to what you've already shared, Matt, that how we can help HR?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, John, I think I noticed that I think that was at noon today that you had that, right, with the Cleveland SHRM folks, right? Yeah, so I had another prior engagement that I wasn't able to make it, but yeah, I think just, reaching out to the local SHRM chapters. I mean, like the Cleveland SHRM, I'm very familiar with that one. The Horacco one here, we're doing a few things. We had our board meeting called yesterday, and we've got a few things that we're going to be doing, potentially a virtual environment as well, or, just offering some type of call number. So, I think just reaching out to folks and we all have questions right now. So just, don't hesitate to ask. And, we're all pretty well connected in the HR community where we can, put folks into contact with the right people to get the right answer.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Lot of connection, a lot of offering to help, not a lot of selling, right?
Correct.
Just supporting and being there and available to them. And people remember that goodwill. I will say it's been interesting as a small business owner, just kind of managing through this unique time, because everybody supported small businesses in their own way, but it feels like there's even more of a kind of a spotlight on giving back to them. So we appreciate that. And I know for HR, what we saw, and earlier today, some of the feedback is just helping to manage the employees through all the change that they're going through, right? How they're feeling about the change and the disruption and kind of just managing the morale has been a unique thing in a virtual way, especially when, like you said, you've had some people have had to be laid off. There's this unique uncertainty, reduced hours, furloughed. It creates this unknown, and you're sitting at home, like not able to talk to a colleague or walk down the hall, so to speak, and connect with someone. So uncertainty is never a great thing, but communication and transparency the best we can, and helping through connections. So
100% agree.
Well, in that regard, helping, iSolved was so generous to be a sponsor or is generous to be a sponsor for Disrupt HR Columbus. We will be putting on the event, looking at late summer, early fall. We will be doing a virtual event on April 30th, which was our original planned date, that will get the sponsors and speakers and community together to have a forum and showcase and just kind of collaborate, as Matt had said earlier. So Matt, if you don't mind, maybe share your experience with Disrupt HR overall and your enthusiasm
Yeah.
of bringing it to Columbus.
Yeah, no, I think I've attended the one up in the Cleveland area as well as the Cincinnati Disrupt HRs, and they're very, it's a laid back, fun, enjoyable way to just, you know, kind of get the HR knowledge out there into the community, and it's a great way to network. I'm really excited for the Columbus one. I was very glad that you guys were able to make it work and make it happen here in Columbus. You know, I know we're excited to kind of help out from our end on the Haraco side, and you know, we're just looking forward to seeing the speakers and all the topics, and you know, meeting folks out there. So yeah.
Cool. Well, Matt, I personally appreciate your support. You've been a great friend of mine. I thank you for the connections you made, and also allowing us to become a part of the Columbus community as Willory's gone through its geographic expansion into that area. And at the same time, I look forward to continuing to stay in touch. If you need any help or your customers need any help, don't be afraid to reach out, and I'll do the same. And we will keep everyone informed on our progress with what we plan to do, and educate everyone on what's coming on April 30th, as well as then when we'll actually be doing the event for Disrupt HR Columbus. For Matt and John and our continuation of our air quote coffee talks, I'll be signing off for this one. And Matt, thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Sounds great. Thanks, John.